Night Football presented by Intuit QuickBooks. We are live in New York City on this Thursday, the day after Christmas, December 26th. My name's Kay, Nate Burleson, Peter Schrager, and Kyle Brandt, all here for the playoff breakdown. One more game to go, and then we are off to the playoffs. We're off to the lead block now.
Lead block.
Here's the deal. NFC West, huge showdown. Sunday night, it's Niners and Seahawks. The NFL announced the game was switched to primetime, a move that 49ers head coach Kyle Shanahan said he was expecting to happen.
I kind of expected it, and, I mean, it's exciting. We always like that. I mean, the only negative is probably giving the Seattle fans a little bit more time, but that doesn't matter too much because it's always as loud as it can be there. So, but we're excited. It's always fun and honor to have the 2019 season, you know, for us in Seattle to be the only two teams playing there at the end and where everyone gets a chance to watch it. And I know it's a big game, and we're excited the whole country gets to see it.
Well, we're excited too, Kyle. The NFL West title goes to the winner on Sunday night's game between the Niners and Seahawks. Loser gets locked into the 5 seed, as our Kyle Brandt was talking about earlier. The Niners would clinch the #1 overall seed with the win. The Seahawks can get a first-round bye if they win and if the Packers lose, and they can move up to the 1 seed if the Packers and the Saints lose. So Shanahan alluding to it. The 12s will be bringing it on Sunday night. I mean, he said the word excited like 12 times. How excited are you guys to see this one in primetime in a playoff atmosphere in Seattle?
This is what it's all about. It comes down to Week 17, and there's so much history there because the Niners and Seahawks had this great rivalry the last decade, you know, from 2000 to 2020, and it was always the start of the decade where it was the Legion of Boom versus Willis and Bowman and Kaepernick and Gore.
It's fun.
Now we're turning the page to a whole other generation of 49ers versus Seahawks. I can't wait for it.
Yeah, it's a playoff atmosphere, but more importantly, to Kyle Shanahan's point, it's a Seattle atmosphere. It's just different playing in Seattle.
Okay.
The energy is different. I remember when we first heard the news about Marshawn Lynch signing back, and I just said, man, I wish I was there.
Back in the building.
Back in the building, just to be a fan. I don't even want to be on the sideline. I don't even want to go there as Nate Burleson, a former player. I literally would love to go undercover, sit in the stands with a hoodie on, and just feel the energy of the crowd when Marshawn is introduced. Because I'm assuming if they're going to do things the right way, you go ahead and announce that offense is going to be introduced. Because that's how it works before the game. You know how this goes, Kyle. They walk in the locker room, and everybody's on the edge, sitting there on pins and needles, and coach comes in and says, hey, yo, we're announcing offense. Let's go. Everybody on defense, all right, let's go. But if they announce offense, and all of a sudden they say, number 24, starting running back.
Silence.
I need this to happen. I want to believe you're right because their home record isn't as scary as it was when Marshawn Lynch used to play there. They're 14-9 at home over the last 3 years. That pales in comparison to both the Saints, who've been vulnerable at home this season, and, of course, the Patriots, who crush it in their home field. The Titans have a better home record over the past 3 seasons than the Seattle Seahawks, so hopefully Beast Mode fixes that and those 12s bring it.
I'm glad you brought that up because I think this should be a showpiece for the whole 12s, the atmosphere. You know, they had a run where, like, we're the stadium you don't want to play. I don't know if the bloom is off that rose. You know, you hear the Superdome's the toughest place to play, KC. I think the toughest place to play watching it is Denver. So, Seattle, if you're really that bad and you have all day to get excited or amp up or do whatever you need to do to get ready, this better be bedlam because I think their reputation's in the rear a little bit. You got to bring that back.
Yeah, we don't want to play in Lambeau.
No, that too.
That are looking a little bit
They're top 5 right now.
Week 17 kicks off Sunday morning. It wraps up with the 2019 regular season. So let's break down the best matchups, the biggest storylines with something that we affectionately call the Round on Thursday. Round 1 fight. Big NFC West matchup on Sunday Night Football. We've just been talking about it to start this hour. And 2 rookies have made a really big difference in both of these squads this season. I'd like to pit 2 of them against each other. Which guy has more of an impact, not on Week 17, but on the postseason? Bosa, part of the Bosa Constrictor, right? Part of that. And DK Metcalf, the great.
I'm going to be a little biased here, and I'm going to go with DK Metcalf because I've been seeing him slowly trend in the right direction. It wasn't like he came in his first game and he looked like a pure wide receiver. Now, there's some things that he had to get better at. Had to get better at route running, learn how to condense his size when he played in the slot, learn how to high point the ball and use soft hands when he's being thrown fade routes. But right now, I feel like moving into the playoffs, DK Metcalf is going to show everybody just how good he is. He had a coming out party when he had his shirt off and he looked strong with all the muscles. And then he had another coming out party when he ran his 40 time. But right now, this is going to be his best coming out party.
I love you. I respect you. DJ Metcalf had 0 catches on 1 target last week. 2 weeks ago, 2 catches on 3 targets. DK Metcalf's been invisible when they needed him most the last 2 weeks. He's trending in the absolute wrong direction. They need this guy. I'm going to go with you on DK Metcalf, but it can't be the effort we've got in the last 2 weeks. And I don't want to blame the kid because you don't know what the game plan is, but the Cardinals had the worst ranked pass defense in the league, and he had 0 catches. If they're going to do anything, Week 17 or the playoffs, DK Metcalf needs to be the chiseled guy. We need to be talking about him. We need to see something out of him. A complete bagel on Sunday against the Cardinals. We need you, buddy. He's going to play a huge role. Otherwise, I don't think this team's going anywhere.
We're going to learn about him. There's going to be a moment where DK makes a play or doesn't, but I go with Bosa on a runaway in this one.
Really?
You look at all of these great NFC quarterbacks, you need to have someone who's going to harass the hell out of them. DK Metcalf can make a play. Nick Bosa can take over a game. We've seen it this season. I think pass rush is going to be the key in the NFC playoffs because Ross and Rodgers and Wentz and all of them are too good. Bosa is an absolute monster every snap, not a few catches a game. I think it's 97.
For the very first time in Throwdown Thursday history, we had the audience chime in. Looking at Twitter, asking them who'll make a bigger impact on the postseason, Bosa or DK. Runaway agreeing with KB
I'm with Nate on this.
Nick Bosa.
Peter, you love Bosa. You think DK Metcalf has a bigger impact than Nick Bosa?
Nick Bosa's a great player, great defense. There are a million talented. Metcalf, they need, we need this. We're not anything without receiving. Lockett and Metcalf have been invisible.
And pure X's and O's, you can create a game plan to try to slow down Bosa by throwing different individuals out. DK Metcalf is going to see one-on-one coverage. And like you said, he'll either make the play or not. And I feel like he's going to make it.
Who's the better player?
Let's go to the AFC South,
What are you talking about?
Who needs more?
Let's go to the AFC South. Titans, Texans, 2 big quarterbacks trying to make a push to the postseason. So here's my question. Here's the question. Who would you rather have leading your team into the playoffs? The guy on the left, Ryan Tannehill, or the guy on the right, Deshaun Watson, who might not even play Week 17 if the Chiefs lock it up earlier with the win over the Chargers?
Is that Fitzpatrick on the left?
Tannehill now is on the Tennessee Titans, right? The Dolphins are not going to the playoffs, right?
It's Christmas week with Dolphins uniforms.
That's fine. I don't care what your resume is. I don't care who's cooler and who has more endorsements. What I care about right now is who is playing better. And it is not even close. Ryan Tannehill is playing way better than Deshaun Watson, right? I won't bore you with the numbers. They're staggeringly to Tannehill's side. I don't know if Watson's healthy. I don't know if he's right. I don't care. Right now, give me Tannehill right now. He's been better. That's it.
You're going to walk into a building today, whether it be a store, whether it be someone's house, and they're going to be playing Christmas music on December 26th. And you're going to say, that was it. That's how I feel about this one. It was a nice ride with Tannehill. Give me Watson when it matters. That was a fun story for early December. I don't see Tannehill going on this great run right now. They lost their last 2 games. They lost 2 weeks ago when they were playing the Texans, and they could have just ended this thing altogether.
Who's Deshaun Watson? Joe Montana all of a sudden? Come on, Peter.
Deshaun Watson has won a lot of huge games. Not only in college, they beat the Patriots a couple of weeks ago.
Talk about it.
Huge.
They beat the Chiefs a couple of weeks before that.
How are they doing against Lamar?
They're the only team in the NFL that's beaten the Chiefs and the Patriots in 2019. And if you listen to Melissa Stark, Schrager, she talked to him after the game. He was not happy. There were comments about how he wouldn't even make eye contact with her. He wants to bounce back. I'm with you.
I love what Tannehill's done. It feels a little bit like walking into White Christmas on December 26th. I think that train.
Don't ever say to Peter, name one, because he'll name 50. I just got my hand slapped. That's
back pocket Schrager.
Like that.
Here you go. All right, listen, the last game against the Bucs, they didn't look that good. Will Fuller, he didn't even make it into the half.
That was a weird game.
Before he was banged up. Deshaun Watson, talk about stumbling into the playoffs. He was basically stumbling around because he hurt his foot in the middle of the game, but still was fantastic. I love Tannehill. I do feel like they are one of the hottest teams, but you're talking going into the playoffs, big stage, big moments. I think everybody that has watched Deshaun Watson over the course of his career, high school, college, now in the pros, you're going to take him on a big stage because if there's one dude on that field that isn't going to cower in those moments, it's Deshaun.
Which quarterback would you have out of the 3 that were looking to make their waves and get in the playoffs? Steelers, obviously not their quarterback. So would you go Tannehill or Derek Carr? Because those are the 3 teams, right, trying to fight their way in. Tannehill over Derek Carr?
Yeah, just because they have more available pieces.
I'd take him over Watson, too, so I'll take him over Carr.
Tannehill over Carr this season, for sure.
We'll see how it shakes out. Of course, we'll break down that playoff picture. Last one, a little holiday melee, shall we? Lots of celebrations going on these next couple of weeks. I'd like to know, what is the better holiday, Christmas Eve or or New Year's Eve?
All right. Christmas Eve to me has now become a very stressful time because I have to do a lot of assembling of things and like in construction, and it's very hard. Normally I'd say Christmas Eve, but I'm going to go back to my 20s. I'm going to get a little naughty here. There's something on New Year's Eve that cannot be touched. And it is when you're single in your 20s and you stick the landing on a New Year's Eve makeout at midnight. It's about as good as it gets. Yeah. As far as the completely sort of obnoxious, unapologetic makeouts, I'm going to go 7th grade in the movie theater, then I'm going to go at a concert during your slow song, and then I'm going to go when the clock strikes 12 at midnight and with someone that you met 16 minutes ago. It's so hot. I love it, and I miss it. I'm going to go New Year's. Love you, honey.
I've never had a good, random, sloppy New Year's kiss. You
No?
have, really?
Yeah, I got ways. I mean, it was good. It was fun.
I'm not saying I couldn't do. I haven't done that. It's not
It's intoxicating.
A good thing. Really?
I love it. Yeah.
You love a random makeout.
I'll make it all the way to 12:06.
All those young single guys out
Bars
there.
closed, Kyle.
Look, it's a target-rich environment. The people are all looking for that. The women, the men. It's easy. It's the easiest one of the year.
Yeah,
Come on.
That I will agree.
Yeah. I'm going. Everybody's parched.
But what's a better holiday?
Go to Fiddlesticks. Go to any of these places in New York that are just like New York bars.
If you get to like 11:57 and someone hasn't found one,
Fish
they'll
in
do
a barrel.
anything. Yeah, including me.
Go to Off the Wagon, like in the Upper East Side. Like, you will be fine.
Sidebar.
I'm going to go with Christmas Eve. Just being that you're in dad mode, the kids, they're so joyous and giddy about Christmas, and they're off school, so you get to hang out. And first of all, Kyle said, I'm assembling things and doing construction.
Yeah.
You're not doing construction, bro.
Yeah, I built a house on the 24th. Are you kidding me? Yeah.
Slight exaggeration.
You don't like building? I love it.
I like it. It's just
I have a Christmas question for you.
Yeah,
guys.
what?
Are you building the kids gifts before, or like how's it all work? Because I feel like Christmas Day is when it's all, because Santa comes.
They're waiting for them when they come down the stairs.
Yes.
You got to build it the night before, and you got to saw, and you
I went
drill.
to Chicago, mile into sleep. I'm there putting a table together for her. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the toys these days are insane. It's not just like Teddy Ruxpin, you put a tape in. I built a village the other night. It's crazy. Kid doesn't even care. We got him a machine that makes fart sounds. He likes that better.
It's playing in the cardboard box.
I spent 12 hours making that house.
That would
Cardboard
work
box.
on New Year's Eve. The machine with the fart noise.
Hey.
That could be the closer.
That's it. There's some noises. What we got? We talk about the Titans some more.